Hey y'all, Nova here. If you find yourself getting rolled in PvP in BattleBit Remastered, or you just want to have a competitive edge against the other players in the game, then this video is for you. I have my top 10 PvP tips. So starting off with number 1, you can deploy sandbags and other barriers by holding down your middle mouse button. These can be extremely important if you're in a place such as a roof or an open field that has no cover. They can totally save your life. If the enemy has RPGs, then you're sort of screwed, but you can only do so much. I think it's the 4th barrier in the line. That one actually has holes in it, and it's higher, so you can hide behind it like crouch and then aim through the holes by using your lean and really shoot at people with like hardly any of your head showing. It's really hard to shoot at people who have these barriers up. Another thing you can use them for is you can block off doorways into like a room that you're camping in. Or you can put them against a wall and jump up on the barrier, and then sometimes there will be a window that's too high to look out, like if you're just standing on the floor. But if you're standing on a barrier, you can look out on the window and try to catch them and get some off angles. I know I've definitely gotten a ton of kills using that tactic, shooting through like windows that the enemy wouldn't be able to wouldn't expect you to shoot out, basically. So definitely be using barriers. They're really cheap. They just use squad points. I think you get squad points just by playing the game, getting kills. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but you will not run out of squad points. That being said, you can also use squad points to get supply drops, which give you ammo. If you're running out of ammo, that means you're probably already doing well, so I don't know if you need this video, but anyways, yeah. So next, make sure you aim for headshots. Headshots are extremely important in this game. I'd say if you're aiming for the body, it's going to be really hard to kill people. Just really focus on always having your crosshair at head height, especially when you're peeking angles. Just try to pre-aim where you think their head's going to be, and you will find yourself just starting to get kill after kill after kill. Especially if you're going for those like double, triple, quadruple kills, getting headshots can be extremely important, because if you're not aiming for the head, you're not going to be able to kill that many people with a single mag, and reloading takes a long time. And that goes straight into our next point. If you need to reload quickly, you can there's a quick reload. You can do that by holding R. I'd say I basically always reload this way, and then you drop your mag on the ground, and if you have time you can pick it up, but honestly most of the time you'll die before you are able to fill up all your empty mags. So I almost always quick reload. You can switch how you quick reload, and I might even switch quick reload just to my normal tap R, and then you hold R to do the slow reload. I don't know, but you can switch that however you like in the settings. So next, you get to choose like what type of nade you want, and so I'd say definitely use your nades no matter which type you have. If you have frag grenades, just throw it out. Throw it out if you see enemies. I mean, not if they're shooting at you, obviously, but just like always use it. You're gonna get so many kills. Nades in this game have a huge explosion radius. They're really strong. Try chucking it at objectives where you hear gunfire. You can just yeet it, and more times than not, you'll find that you just get a free kill. It's actually crazy. That's even something I can work on. I could really work on just making sure I always use my nade each life. Sometimes you can even get triple kills, quadruple kills, double kills, whatever. Next, smoke grenades. Again, on the grenades, use your smoke grenades if you're trying to capture objectives. Generally, if the enemy is good, they'll throw their nades on the objective too, so it doesn't exactly help, but that goes back to the first point. You can put down barriers, and that actually blocks the explosions of nades, I'm pretty sure. So you could like throw down a smoke grenade, put down a barrier, maybe say you're playing rush in like the 32v32, you can capture the bomb, and then it's really easy if you have smoke down. Smokes are also good for covering big areas, open areas such as fields, other stuff when there's not cover. Next, this comes if you're playing medic. I have 2 points for medics because that's the most popular class right now. You can bind drag and first aid to the same key, so you can drag and revive teammates actually at the same time. I'd highly suggest doing this, and the reason you want to bind it to the same key is so you don't have to hold 2 keys while also moving while reviving someone. That's just like playing Twister with your fingers on the keyboard. It's awful, so make sure you bind them to the same key. You could even bind them to like a mouse key, like mouse 4 or 5. If you want to, it's up to you. So next, as a medic, you get 2 med kits, right? So you can drop one on the ground and allow your teammates to heal themselves, so you don't have to do it yourself. You can have your gun out. This is especially important if you're good and your teammates are bad, which obviously that's true for all of y'all, right? Because it's always your teammates' fault. So basically, you can drop your med kit on the ground. I don't know if you get XP for it. I've actually never tested it out because I'm not a nice medic. I really should do that. But yeah, so make sure you drop your medkit. I think the drop hotkey is like X or something, but you'll have to check for yourself. Then, okay, so next, for the next tip, off of medic, I know it's boring, so for you support players, recon, whatever, assault, you can use the C4 or pickaxe to blow holes in walls and possibly catch the enemy off guard. Obviously, you're not blowing holes in the wall with the pickaxe, but you can get small little holes, and then you can really catch people with off angles. I mean, you should definitely use these tools. You can, like, you know, if it's a multi-storied building and the enemy's on the other side of the building, go up a story, run all the way to the other side where the enemy is, you know, knock a small hole with either your pickaxe or the C4 and then shoot them while they're not looking. Another fun thing you could do is you could use one C4 to blow a hole, throw more C4 down, and then kill the enemy with that. You know, whatever gets you the clips to post wherever you want. Okay, so next, make sure you get to high ground. Again, because headshots are so important, getting to high ground gives you an inherent advantage because you get a more clear shot on the enemy's heads if they're below you, and they have a harder shot to your head because there's less of it showing if you're above them. So that's why high ground is really important. I'd always suggest, you know, going up to as high of a level as you can, maybe not the roof unless you're using barriers. You'll get sniped though. I mean, people look at the roofs obviously, so maybe the third story if it's like a 3-story building, just don't go on the roof and aim through those windows, get those off angles. High ground is really important, so make sure you're taking advantage of it. You will, just off of that one alone, you will find yourself getting way more kills if you're in a building on the, you know, top floor. So make sure you turn toggle on for leaning. You don't want to be holding like your index finger or ring finger on the Q and E and then also try to move with WASD. It's really bad, so definitely make sure you toggle that on so you don't have to keep holding it while also moving. And the other thing I just did, it's a little bit weird, but I'd highly suggest at least trying it and seeing if you can get used to it, is for your toggle left is generally on Q, your toggle right is generally on E. What you want to do is you want to switch it so that your Q makes you toggle to the right and your E toggles to the left. What this does is, say you're peeking on the left, right? You're going to use your index finger for A, so you don't want to use your index finger also to press Q. So what you can do is use your, or not index finger, sorry, ring finger. Use your ring finger on A and then your index finger on E to lean to the left, and basically just freeze up your finger so your ring finger doesn't have to do as much all at once. So that's why I'd suggest trying to switch them. It's a little bit weird. I'm still getting used to it. I still lean in the wrong directions, but once you get used to it, I promise you it will make you a better player. So finally, for our last tip, this one comes to movement. This game has insane, not exactly bunny hopping, but you can move in the air, right? So if you jump and then you just turn your mouse, you'll follow the direction you're aiming. So you can really use this to juke people well. You can hop around walls. I'd highly suggest when you're trying to get away someone using jumping and then strafing in the air, right? Not exactly strafing, you don't have to use WASD, but just like press forward with W and then move which way your mouse is facing and it will follow where you go. So additionally, you can jump higher if you hold down jump. It's sort of like Mario, if any of y'all played the old Mario games. I haven't played the newer ones, so I don't know if they're like that, but the older ones, the longer you held jump, the higher you went. So it's like that as well. It's not a big difference, but it does make a difference sometimes. Also, vaulting is insane. I don't know if y'all have seen it or tried it, but you can vault through ridiculously small windows, like extremely small. Pigeonhole, no way you could fit through that in real life. I don't know if they're going to fix this at some point, but you can vault through almost anything, so just try. You know, some windows you can't, but some windows is just insane how small they are and how that you can fit through it. So definitely try to take advantage of that. Sometimes the enemy won't expect you to go through them, and it's also a really great way to get away from the enemy if someone's shooting at you. So there are my 10 PvP tips. If you have any other PvP tips that you would like to share with your fellow BattleBit mates, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what all of y'all have been doing in your first week or so of BattleBit. Speaking of which, I cannot believe the Steam charts have been going off every single day. We get a higher peak, so that's amazing. My channel's been growing along with BattleBit, which I really appreciate. Thanks for all the support, guys. I can't wait to make more content for y'all. It's been an amazing week. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, hit that like button. If you want more content like this, hit that subscribe. And I really appreciate it. I hope y'all are all having a great day, and I'll see you next time.